Okay, today we are doing page 163 and 164, titled Subtraction of Fractions with Borrowing. And so in number one, we get a little review here. And it's asking 1 equals what over 3? Now, if you remember, we talked about in a previous lesson that 4 over 4 equals 1. And we also talked about how, I'm just making up another one here, 7 over 7 equals 1. And 100 over 100 equals 1. All of these will equal 1. Any number over itself will equal 1. See, we have our 1/4 here, 2/4, 3/4, and then 4/4 is what we have. We have 4/4. And that's the same as 1 whole. And so back to our original problem of 1a, and it asks 1 equals what over 3? Well, 1 equals 3 over 3. The next one, 1 equals what over 6? 1 equals 6 over 6. 1c, it asks 1 equals what over 4? 4 over 4. Any number over itself is going to equal 4. I want you to drop down to 3a. And when you look at 3a, it even looks like how it's lined up is a little different. Something needs to be done here, and it looks like this. It's a subtraction problem. And if you remember this phrase, we've used it over and over and over, and I bet you could finish it off. When I say to add or subtract fractions, you must have common denominators. Now we know denominator means downstairs, or the number on the bottom, what's on the downstairs. And in this problem, our 5 is on the bottom. That is our denominator. And that's going to be important, this 5 right here, for what we're to do next. We need to make a fraction here. And we need to borrow from our 1. So the 1 now becomes 0. Now, we're not just going to write 1 over here, but rather we're going to think about must have common denominators. What could equal 1 in a fraction? I'm going to show you for this one. 5 over 5. 5 over 5 is the same as our 1 that we started with. And we're just borrowing. So we take that 1 and now we're left with 0. Now we have 5 over 5. 5 over 5 minus 3 over 5. That's easy for you guys, and that is 2/5. Go ahead and write that for your answer. All right, we look at 3b now. 3b, 1 minus 3/8. And again, it's lined up a little funny. But that's because they know you're going to do something right there. And that's what we're going to do now. We're going to borrow from our 1. So we're left with 0. We're borrowing 1. But instead of just writing 1 right here, we're going to write a fraction form of 1. Since that is an 8, since that is an 8, since that is an 8, the one we borrowed will become 8 over 8, which we know that's the same as 1. 1 equals anything over itself, like 8 over 8. 8 over 8 minus 3 over 8, we're left with 5 over 8. And that is our answer. 5 over 8. 3c, we have 1 minus 2/7. We're going to borrow from the 1, so we're left with 0 there. And since this is a 7, since this is a 7, since this is a 7, we're going to write 7 over 7. And this 7 over 7 took the place of our 1. That's what we borrowed. 7 over 7 minus 2 over 7, that's easy. We have 5 over 7. Oops. And that is your answer. 3D, 1 minus 5 over 6. You need to borrow from the 1, so you're left with 0. Since this is a 6, since this is a 6, since this is a 6, you're going to write 6 over 6. This 6 over 6 comes from the 1 that we just borrowed. 6 over 6 minus 5 over 6 leaves us with 1 over 6. Okay, go ahead and do the rest of 3 on your own, and you'll have to go back and figure out 2. 2, maybe I'll help you with. Let's do 2D. Looks like you have to do the most work for that one. 2D looks like this. They have a 0. I can make a better 0. 0. And then they have parentheses. And then they have a 1 crossed out. Equal sign. And they have a half. And a minus and a line there. And so what you have to do is, this 1, we're borrowing from it. And since this is a 2 there, up here I want you to write 2 over 2. That 2 over 2, you're going to also put it right here. 2 over 2. Bring it all over to this side, and we get 2 over 2 minus 1 over 2, and your answer is 1 over 2. Half. So that was 2A. That was 2A. Let's go to the next page, 164 we're looking at now, and it's Roman numerals. We've got to fill in the blanks here. The first Roman numeral they give us is CCXV. Well, we know that C is 100. So 2 C's would be 200. So 200, and then it's an X following. So 210, 210, and then a V, which right here we see is 5. So 210 plus 5 more, 215. 215. Going across on B, we have MDCX. 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 Let me get this back. Well, our M is 1,000. Our D is 500. So 1,000 plus 500 more, we got 1,500. When I say 1,500, we're looking at this, but there's more to do still. 1,500. And then C, 100 more, so that's 1,600. And then X, which would be 10 more. So our final answer is going to look like this. 1,610. 1,610. C, much easier. V, which is 5. And then the 3 ones, and that would give us 8. LX. L is 50. X is 10. Put them together. 60. All right. MCL. M is 1,000. C is 100. L is 50. 1,150. 1,150. F. We've got F looks like the hardest one. You guys are going to have to do F on your own. Go ahead and do F on your own. Story problem here. It says Mr. Newberry traveled 350 miles. So we know that Mr. Newberry traveled 350 miles at the rate of 50 miles per hour. So for every hour he made it, along his little journey here, he made it 50 miles in 1 hour. How many hours did it take him to get to his destination? To figure that out, we got to do our 350. And I almost said times. We got to do our 350 and divide it by 50. Whatever you get, that will be your answer. The next one, Miss Kintz bought 3 yards of material, which costs 99 cents per foot. How much did the material cost? Well, we know that she bought 3 yards. And we also know that it costs 99 cents per foot. So for a foot of it, it's 99 cents. In figuring out our total here, it's asking how much did the material cost? Well, 3 yards. How many feet would 3 yards be? And we can do our 1, 2, 3 to figure this out. Now, we're going from yards to feet, 3 yards to feet. Yards to feet is bigger to smaller. Now, we have 3 yards. What's our special number going to be? It's going to be 3 because there's 3 feet in a yard. So our final step is 3 times 3. That's going to tell us how many feet she bought. 9 feet. That's not our answer though. That just tells us how many feet she bought. Now what you need to do is multiply 9 feet times the price, which was 99 cents for each foot. And when you do that, you're going to have your answer. All right. Go ahead and do the rest on your own. You will do the best job ever. I believe in you.